Meli and I are in the same city. We are in the 305 Miami.
The 305.
And you know what that means?
A very special guest, everybody.
This is Hasta Abajo, baby.
All right, one of the first things Cami and I love to do before we get into a very serious conversation over the phone is talk a little bit of chisme over some cafecito.
I love a good chisme.
So, since you love a good chisme,
you got to catch up first. And today we have a very special guest. My girl Chesca is in the studio with us. Finalmente. Chesca and I have been trying to connect for so long. I was in Puerto Rico for La Sanse, and she was like, come to the pool. And I was like, I'm with my husband. And I was like, I can't make it today. I'm so sorry. And then she was like,
in La Sanse it was like impossible.
No, she was
performed there, and I was like, come see me before.
She's like, estoy en La Perla. And I was like, am I good to go? She was like, yeah, come through. And I was like, okay, es mi primera vez. Me siento nerviosa. Pero imposible ver a nadie. So you are from Puerto Rico, but you live in Miami. For people that have never been to Puerto Rico before, like, how would you describe la vibra de la isla, the vibe?
Oh my God, it's amazing. I'm Puerto Rican, so I have to say it's amazing, but it is amazing.
It is amazing.
You automatically feel like you're in this Caribbean island, and you just want to go and get a piña colada or something, like go to the beach.
Una medalla.
Like, even for people that live in Puerto Rico, it feels like a vacation every day. It's funny. Like, that's why for me it's hard to live there. Because I feel like I can't get to focus. Because I'm like, I'm there with my family, or I'm in the beach, or I'm like, I mean, I work a lot because I feel like people's motivation to win in Puerto Rico is so strong. Que yo siento que cuando voy a PR, como que siempre estoy en el estudio también. Pero también está esa parte de, mira, vamos para la placita, vamos para la playa, vamos. Sí. Okay. Aquí es como que, tengo que manejar 1 hora para llegar para allá.
Yeah.
So no quiero ir.
Sí, las cosas están como más lejos.
Claro.
All right, I just gotta say something. I'm married to a Puerto Rican, okay? Boricua, de Santurce, Puerto Rico.
Y a diablo.
I've learned a few words here and there, puñeta.
Yay!
The funniest one was he was teaching me en verdad.
Right? En verdad.
Esa me gusta.
But at first I couldn't say it. It took me like an hour because I was like, de verdad, en verdad, de verdad. And he's like, no, por favor. So I think I got it. I mean, we've been married for a few years now.
We say it 3 times. En verdad. It's like 3 times is like the
I haven't gotten to that level yet. I'm on 2.
Yo le digo con la R todavía.
Yeah, just don't pronounce the R's. Just en verdad.
I'm gonna try. En verdad. Damn, I didn't do it good.
Wow, it's
maybe like a 6 out of 10 if we're being honest.
Okay, good.
That's
hard. You try.
A mí me salió bien.
Do it again.
En verdad.
All of a sudden we become fully American and we try to say en verdad.
I just want to formally apologize to all my Puerto Ricans.
Me too. And to my husband formally. Okay, but before we get started, because I really want to learn more about you, I have to say one thing. So I'm married to a Puerto Rican. Love him, obviously, with all my heart.
We're fans.
Yes. Love Puerto Rico. He ido a Puerto Rico muchas veces. I love the culture. Very similar to Colombia as well. La música, la buena vibra, el baile, everything.
Right.
But we have gotten in a few arguments.
Oh.
Yeah, because we were talking about this before, Chesca, that, you know, there's something different and like the maybe aggressiveness. I don't know if that's the word, but for instance.
Communication style.
So in Colombia, we're very cariñosos, you know, amorosos, like mi amor, no sé. And so we were just recently dating, maybe a year in. And so I go, Christian. I call him from across the house, like, Christian. And he goes, ¿Qué? Dude, yes, just like that. And I go, I know, if you would have seen my eyes, I was like, ¿Qué? Este man me
Ella
dijo,
quería como, sí, mi amorcito.
literal, exacto. Eso es lo que yo quería y necesitaba en ese momento.
Wow.
And when he said that, I go, what did you say? How did you respond to me? And he was like confused. And he was like, what? Como confundido. He was like, what did I do? Right?
Okay.
And I was like, en la manera como me respondiste. Or like, you said, ¿qué? Like that. He goes, pero eso es normal. And I was like, is it? And now that I understand, it's like normal.
Es muy normal.
Pero jamás, he hasn't responded to me like, yeah, he does that as a joke now because he knows like, I can't stand it.
No, I know. Nosotros los puertorriqueños tenemos ese tonito más como un poquitito agresivo. Y yo siento que las mejores parejas siempre como que fire and water, tiene que haber alguien que es menos intenso.
Yes.
Y por eso en Puerto Rico las parejas puertorriqueñas son como súper intensas. Y se dice que muchas de las parejas puertorriqueñas son bien tóxicas, pero no es eso, es que...
se comunican fuerte.
La comunicación es agresiva y no es como que nada malo, es simplemente como hablamos.
Sí.
En Argentina sería, ¿qué querés?
Y me imagino que en Argentina también, pero pues se entienden.
No,
pero cuando uno
directos.
sale con alguien que no es de Puerto Rico, lo toman a mal. Es como que eres muy agresiva, ruda, como que porque eres tan bicha, like that kind of stuff, ¿no?
Yes.
Pero we don't mean it in a wrong.
Yo siento que capaz que es porque yo soy argentina y también nos tratamos mal, pero que yo siempre me llevé bien con los puertorriqueños. Entonces, okay, bueno, allá después, after talking about, communication styles, the next time you have to say, I feel like when you talk to me that way.
Oh, girl,
Meli, so that's how you talk to Christian from now on.
Oh,
okay?
believe me.
Así te entiende.
We're strong, like 10 years strong. So
wow.
now we know.
Ya
And
tú
I'm not
eres
saying
half boricua, ya tú eres boricua.
Meli, bueno, la aceptaron.
Y a él se le ha pegado cositas colombianas.
Sí. Lo más chistoso.
La primera vez que yo fui a Medellín, yo decía, wow, me siento... Oh, my God. Porque yo me sentía que todo el mundo me estaba tirando piropo. Yo decía, wow, todos me están tirando, ¿qué está pasando aquí?
Sí, en Colombia todo el mundo te dice, qué ojos tan bellos que tenés.
Pero
no sé qué,
hermosa,
no sé
pero
cuánto.
mi amor. Y yo, wow,
como que, soy la más bella.
Yo no me puedo mudar para Colombia porque ¿qué es esto?
No, pero en verdad,
en verdad somos lindas. Seamos honestas.
No, mi esposo, fuimos a Medellín hace un año. Fue su primera vez en Medellín. Yo no soy paisa. Mi mamá es de Bogotá, mi papá es de Cali. Yo nací acá en Estados Unidos. Bueno, en fin, fuimos a Medellín and he goes, si no hubiera nacido en Puerto Rico, hubiera nacido en Medellín.
Okay.
Yo me siento bien paisa. Eso tú le dices.
¿En serio?
Yeah.
Y la música de Medallo también es buenísima.
Hay una conexión.
Pero,
sí.
Pero la música de Puerto Rico ahora está arrasando con todo.
Sí.
¿Cómo te sentís vos siendo puertorriqueña que todo el mundo, todos los ojos en el mundo de la música están para Puerto Rico?
Es muy loco, sí, es muy loco que todo el mundo mira a ver qué está pasando en PR
Sí.
Y siento que PR pues obviamente inició como esa ola del reggaetón, de la música superurbana, del trap, o sea, creo que todo inició ahí realmente. Aunque Argentina tiene también una comunidad intensa y gigantesca de un género urbano más underground que ha estado siempre. Sí. Y nosotros también nos inspiramos mucho en esa cultura también de Argentina, del underground rap.
Ah, nice.
Es súper popular, es súper popular. Pero sí, se siente cool como ser parte de toda esa comunidad, ser de PR, de poder decir como que, mira, o sea, soy de aquí, por eso hago este tipo de música, pero también me encanta, ¿sabes?
Sí, pero vos desde hace años, like, you've been making music since you were a little girl. Your family is a family of musicians, so you've been in the industry for a while.
Bueno, mi papá es músico, pero nunca se ejerció como profesionalmente, fue más como un hobby.
Okay.
Mi mamá siempre quiso ser cantante, pero perdió su voz de cantar. Como que le dio como un reflujo severo y nunca se recuperó de eso. O sea, se quedó ronca. Y tuvo que dejar el sueño de ser artista. Pero yo como que yo siento que ellos viven ese sueño through me.
Yeah.
Pero no fue hasta el 2018 que yo pude empezar a hacer la carrera profesional. Porque sí, anteriormente de eso siempre estaba metida en la música, era como mi pasión, pero yo igual me fui a Los Ángeles, también tuve un accidente de niña. Entonces, muchas cosas pasaron como entre medio que en verdad me frenaron mucho de poder ejercer la carrera.
Yeah.
Y entonces, of course, para mi suerte, el 2018 saco mi primer tema, o sea, yo misma lo saqué yo con mi esfuerzo, con mis ahorros. Yo había ahorrado dinero porque me puse a trabajar como 3 trabajos y todo el dinero que me había hecho lo invertí yo misma en ese primer sencillo. Me firman y a las 2 semanas, piquiti, la pandemia. Que era como que, why this is happening to me? Like, bro, like, accident, boom, no pude, okay, pa.
Like, world, relax, okay?
We need to rewind.
Crazy,
we
crazy
need to hear
shit.
these details here. Before we hear I want to know about the accident and all these challenges in your career, right?
Yeah.
When you grew up, and music obviously was a huge influence in your life, what kind of music were you listening to back then?
Honestly, I only listened to Michael Jackson.
What?
Like, he was my idol. Like, I would come home y mi mamá ponía los discos de él and I would just only sit there for hours, like, dancing and singing. You can check my Instagram. My very first post is me at, like, 4 years old, 3 years old, like, singing and dancing to Michael.
That's awesome.
Like, he was literally my idol. Like, I wanted to be him. Like, I wanted to be like him.
Okay.
Y después, obviamente, pasé a Janet Jackson and, like, I grew up with like influences of American music, pero es porque siempre me ha gustado bailar.
Okay.
So, like, para mí el baile es como esencial en lo que es la esencia de Chesca. Like, I love spending hours in a rehearsal studio, ir a un show, y aunque a la gente capaz no le prestan tanta atención a lo que es el performance, I give it my all. Like, I feel like, okay, this is like a Beyonce moment right now. Like, I'm gonna go ham.
Obvio, honey.
Like,
if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right.
And I feel like that's one of the few things que me separan a mí del resto de las artistas urbanas, que es que yo le pongo mucha pasión y mucha like énfasis a lo que es el performance, el baile, los vestuarios, like el tiempo que paso ensayando, y eso como que la gente me ha dicho, no hagas tanto eso, que a la gente no le importa.
A mí me importa.
A mí me importa también.
Yeah, like I dance like semi-professionally for a while. Y le miro siempre a las bailarinas. Es que en realidad casi como que miro like the choreography sometimes more than the music, which I'd be like, bitch, you ate.
And I wish everybody was like that, porque pues, yo siento en verdad que muchos artistas pues no le prestan mucha atención a eso, pero capaz tienen un tema súper pegado, entonces a veces no amerita como que go that extra mile, ¿no? Y yo pues todavía yo me siento una artista emergente, una artista que todavía sigue creciendo, que la gente todavía está conociendo, pero para mí el baile y el performance es lo que atrae a la gente, como que, no sabía quién era ella, pero me impresionó el performance y me sigue. Entonces, como que cuando a mí me dicen, para de hacer eso, como que just stand there and like just engage with the audience, I also do that, pero me siento como que me están quitando un ala. Como que si el que me digan todo el tiempo, como que deja de bailar, eso no le importa.
No, sigue bailando.
¿Tú te crees que Raúl Alejandro cuando empezó y le decían que parara de bailar, he gave a fuck? Like, he didn't care. Like, he continued to be himself.
One of the best performers, too.
Y ahora, people are like really focused on that. So yo digo, el momento que yo tenga un tema así que se explote, ¿verdad? Cuando Dios quiera que pase ese momento, ahí es donde la gente va a decir, wait a minute, que ella baila. Como que no te diste cuenta a los 4 años.
Y baila brutal. No te equivoques.
But it's part of my essence and I love it.
Una de las cosas que me gusta tanto de vos y de tu historia es una historia de resiliencia, like resiliency, like mental strength, fortitude, and like you are a woman in a male-dominated space. You're a woman in the urbano space, which is so challenging. But that resilience was built off of your story and your grind. Can you take us back a little bit and talk about how that has shaped you?
Yeah, for sure. Bueno, I started singing, like I said, when I was 3, I knew I had a passion for music, like 100%. Y mi papá, que tenía una banda que se llama Flashback, y él cantaba canciones old school. Él cantaba canciones de Alanis, de No Doubt. Like, the band was called Flashback.
Yeah.
De los Rolling Stones, like, stuff like that. So él me puso a cantar con él a los 10 años, porque su cantante se le había enfermado. And that was like Joe Jackson moment, ¿ok? Porque yo was like, ¿qué? ¿Cómo me vas a...? I'm like, no, ¿cómo me vas a poner a cantar? Yo nunca
You were nervous.
I was 10 years old and he was singing at a bar, ¿ok? So like, no, que yo no me puedo perder estos $300, que era lo que le pagaban.
Yeah.
Y se los tenía que dividir entre 5. Entonces, yo no me voy a perder estos 300. Tú vas a cantar y punto. Porque tu mamá me dice que todos los días después de la escuela tú estás cantando. Pues que te sabes todo el repertorio. Él me obligó a cantar esa noche en una barra en Puerto Rico. So, literalmente, después de esa noche, pues, I continue to be the lead singer porque it was such a success.
Rompiste tanto que te dijeron, de acá no te vas.
Because, like, and mind you, like, I didn't have the accident yet, right? So, like, the accident happened at 11 years old. I started singing at 10. Y en uno de esos shows, a mí me vio un ejecutivo de Sony, que en paz descanse porque falleció, but he was like, oh my God, ella es como que the next pop star, como que la queremos filmar ya, vamos a filmarla ya, ¿verdad? Porque they wanted to develop my career, etcétera, etcétera.
Wow.
So they signed me cuando ya había cumplido 11 años, me firmó Sony Latino, y eso era como para, qué sé yo, develop me for a few years y después lanzarme. Pues 2 weeks later, 5 de mayo comes in, we're celebrating this deal, and my dad is a water ski instructor, and estamos ahí en el bote, los dos yo esquié, bla, bla, bla. We're like, woohoo, like, this is happening, amazing. Me caigo en el bote y se me enreda el pelo en el motor del...
Ay, no.
O sea, me choqué con algo, se me enterró un clavito y como que se me desgarró la piel. Y ahí yo quedé inconsciente.
No.
I woke up in the hospital, like, months later because I went into a coma. But then when I woke up, I had lost 70% of my hair and scalp. I had a severe fracture that put me in that coma. And then I had a huge skin graft in my leg. Como que me tenían que quitar. Entonces ya, como que my dreams were shattered. Like, that's it. No more. Like, I can't do this anymore porque no fue un accidente en el cual capaz se pudo salvar como esa piel que se había desgarrado, ponerla en hielo. They could have put it back. Pero my dad didn't have like ice in the boat at that time. Pues es muy importante tener hielo en los botes.
Wow.
Porque si alguien se rompe un dedo o se parte un dedo, you can save it.
Yeah.
Pero
Yeah,
si
yeah.
no lo tienes, eso se pudre así. Like you have to
Claro.
keep it like cold. So nada, it was unfortunate that we couldn't save that skin. And pues,
That you lived, right?
I mean,
'Cause
yes,
you
of
were-
course. I'm worried about the hair. I mean, I have really long hair. Like, I had a lot of hair. Thank God I had a lot of... Todo pasa por una razón, porque Dios me dio demasiado de pelo. You know, y el 30% que me queda, pues, gracias a Dios es abundante y gracias a Dios, pues,
Sí.
lo tengo. Pero I went through 17 reconstructive surgeries throughout 10 years.
My girl.
So it wasn't like, bueno, pues ya estuviste bien en 1 año, 2 años. Esto fue 10 años de tratamiento, de cirugía. Y obviamente the very difficult time in my life porque I was so young that, I mean, I didn't know that I was
Años
going to face
formativos, sí.
bullying and face all those challenges as a girl.
What are the names of the bullies again?
Yeah, let's get where you at
Trust
now?
me, they've been all in my DMs. So like, it's
Bet.
Yeah.
But they've all said sorry, like, and I think that's cool that they've acknowledged that they hurt me so much. Pero nada, I think that's what made me a very strong woman. Like, creo que maduré demasiado rápido. Like, it forced me to become a woman, like, as a teenager, honestly. Pero nada, es lo que me motiva todos los días a seguir haciendo música. And by the way, I mean, it's still hard for me. Like, yo siento que todavía yo no he tenido el big break. And I'm like, there has to be something bigger than myself. Like, why is it so hard for me? Like, why is it still like a struggle? Pero no sé, like, Dios tiene una razón por todo. Y siento que en el momento que se dé, I'm going to be like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep going hasta que se dé, ¿no?
So,
hasta que no pueda más.
when you went through those years of challenges after the accident, how did you use music as a way to get you through those moments?
It saved my life, literally, because my treatments were so noticeable. It weren't treatments that they had to put tissue expanders in my head. Y eso estiraba el cuero cabelludo de una manera que parecía como algo raro. Yo parecía, honestly, it was a little weird as a child.
Yeah.
Y que otros niños me vieran así, con esa bola así, no entendían. So it was really bad for me, pero yo seguí cantando en la banda de mi papá. Y yo me podía poner un gorro como el de Cat in the Hat. That big hat, because the only thing that fit me, because I had a ball in there, it looked like a tumor. Eso es lo como te puedo explicar.
Sí.
Pero en el gorro, la gente se creía que era un character. Like, people thought that was like my singing character. So people didn't judge me. They didn't care. I was just singing, and that was the only place I felt safe.
Yeah.
Porque decía, aquí nadie me está juzgando, aquí nadie sabe lo que está pasando debajo del gorro. They don't know I'm bald. You know, nobody's going to make fun of me. They're just going to think I'm like, great balls of fire. Like, singing like all these Shakira songs. Like, so that, and I think that translated to my adulthood, like, of becoming a character even right now. Like, Chesca's a character, Francesca is just a different person. Y es porque siento que eso yo lo traje, I dragged it since I was a kid. So, por eso tú ves que Chesca siempre tiene una peluca de un color diferente y siempre me encanta como... I love, like, having costumes and just looking like an anime character.
Igual yo no sabía nada del accidente cuando primero, like, I like, started, like, you know, looking into you, like, learning about you, and we started to get in contact and talking to each other on social media. But I was like, damn, like, I love the hair, like, it's, and I love that it's like a part of your image. Like, it's so dope. Like, the looks are giving.
Thank
you. You should feel really great about that.
It is a lot of work, though, I have to say. Like, putting the wigs on and all that, like, for shows, it's so much work. Like, I can't wait for the time that I'm like, I'm free, and I'm just showing all my scars. But
I'm here for that.
But honestly, the wig is my
so
superpower.
powerful.
Like, I swear it's like my cape. Like, the wig is my cape, and I don't know, it gives me that, like, confidence, like, boost.
They're both the superpower, the scars and the wig.
Even like showing the scars is a sign of power, is a sign of resilience, a sign of grit. Like, even when it comes to athletes, right? Like, I have a huge scar in the back of my foot from tearing my Achilles.
Wow.
Like, people have scars, ACL tears left and right. Those are scars of resilience, of challenges you've gone through and survived them. Yeah, exactly. Man, if you ever did that,
I
what
will
a moment.
eventually, because I feel like I did a test on a song that was called ¿Qué carajo sabes tú?, right? And it was a song I did with Ñengo Flow and Oswald, que también tuvo un accidente hace poco, casi se mata. And the song talks about that, how people just judge you without knowing who you are, knowing what you've been through. Y tú puedes creer que esa canción like people were like, I don't care what you've been through. Like, I've been through shit too. Like, I don't care you have scars. And I feel like I don't want to talk. I don't want to like express so much about it just yet, because I don't want people to think I want you to petty me. Like, I don't want.
Right.
Yo no quiero que la gente sienta que yo estoy diciéndole eso para que me cojan pena, ¿sabes?
Sí.
Como que algún
Sí.
día yo siento que va a ser the right time para yo hablar de eso, because it's gonna actually inspire you, because they've already got inspired by music or by whatever else.
Right, and
You
your
know?
music is fire, so that's gonna happen,
Thank
and it's
you.
gonna happen soon. And also, like, you are like, you have those memories, you have that, like, that to hold on to when you're feeling like, you know, as a woman in the space, like, can you think of a like a specific, like, maybe recent interaction or something where like somebody has doubted the shit out of you and you were like, fuck this, like this person doesn't know shit, like I know what I'm made of, which I'm sure is something that happens to you every day, especially like as a woman in el género urbano, como que knowing that I had been through so much, I'd be like, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot do?
Oh yeah, I go through that every single day.
Yeah.
Whether it's somebody tell me, oh, don't be like that, or be like this, or like don't do that, or don't do this, I'm like, why people want to change who I am? Isn't that the whole point of being an artist? Just be yourself.
Right.
But the character aspect of Chesca is part of the artistry of what I do.
Right.
También cuando me dicen que pare de bailar, like that is part of what makes me happy about doing what I do.
Yeah.
Like, no eres tú el que está allá arriba. Like, it's me, and that's what brings me joy. También con la música, como que la música, todo el mundo tiene una opinión. Like, everybody has an opinion on how the music needs to sound, how I need to sound, and it's fine, because you want to accept criticism and you want to accept what other people want to listen to. Pero al final del día yo siento que si soy yo la que tengo que cantar los temas, y soy yo la que, ¿verdad? Como que yo me tengo que sentir que a mí me gustan.
Claro.
You know, like at the end of the day, like you're doing this for the people, but you got to do it for yourself también.
Yeah. I heard you talking about like how you made a shift in your career. So maybe when you started, I think you had mentioned you maybe were making things that were a little bit more pop, and then you were like, that doesn't feel like me.
Right.
Can you talk to me a little bit about like that self-discovery and the shift?
I think when I lived in LA, que estaba como que tan maybe americanizada, porque me mudé para allá just to work on my craft, like work on the dance skills and like how to be an artist, right?
The dance classes in LA are insane.
Yes. So I went through all of that.
They have like 28,000 egg counts you have to memorize in 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
15 minutes sometimes. It's crazy. So I moved to LA for that. I moved to LA because I wanted to be a pro at what I did. And, you know, when I got signed, they had a very specific vision of what they wanted to do with me. And I had already built a great relationship with Pitbull. And I was already writing music with them. Ya yo tenía esa relación. Entonces, como había una oportunidad de hacer un tema con Pitt, la disquera dijo, like, let's put this as your first big single. Y yo no quería que ese fuera el single. Yo, oh my God, like, it's a great song, pero no se siente que en verdad soy yo. Y honestly, today, that's my best performing song. Pero no es una canción que yo diga that is authentic to me and authentic to what I am as a person. So, después de unos añitos que la disquera me puso a hacer mucho tema que yo no conectaba con, pero I'm a team player, so I'm like, si tú estás invirtiendo en mí, obviamente I believe, I trust what you're saying. Pero no fue hasta que yo empecé a hacer la música que yo en verdad quería hacer, que la gente está empezando a creerla, a conectar conmigo, because they can see through the lines. Like, la gente no es tonta.
Yeah.
La gente se da cuenta cuando tú estás haciendo algo que no es tú.
How did that relationship with Pitbull start from the very beginning? Like that opportunity came about.
I had a girlfriend of mine that was a really close friend of his. Y yo quiero conocerlo a él porque yo sé que la energía de nosotros dos como que cuadra, como que yo sé que on stage we're gonna kill it. Y ella como que, you know, sometimes people are overprotective over friendships and like relationships, so she never introduced me to him. So yo estaba en el estudio con otros productores en Los Ángeles. And él happens to come in. Like, he happened to just walk into the room. Porque yo estaba con el equipo de él. And that's how everything is kind of started. Like, I just started talking to him. And like, oh, yo hago música, pero yo escribo, whatever. Entonces, ¿qué pasa? Hay un tema que se llama No Me Trates, de Natti Natasha. Sí. So I wrote that song. I co-wrote that record. My voice is still on that record. That record was my record.
Wow. Okay.
So they took the record from me.
Okay.
Y se lo dieron a ella. ¿Verdad? Y people felt so bad because it was actually Daddy Yankee's decision. Like, Daddy Yankee was like, oh, es que Chesca capaz todavía está empezando, Natti está en su peak. So I get it. Business-wise was a business move, and I get it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's all good. At the end of the day, that opened a lot of other doors, right? Yeah. So, yo creo que people se sintió tan mal that he was like, yo, I gotta make this right. So, él me dijo, mira, tengo un tema que va a salir en un show, en un TV show, si quieres ponerte. Se llama La Reina de Blanco, que es un TV show. So, I did the little, like, ¿cómo se dice? El scoring, el soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I was the theme of that song, and then he really liked what I did. And then I came back again to do another song that he invited me con Little John, que se llama Cinco de Mayo. But the reason why he gave me that record is because he was like, yo, come meet with me. Because he wanted to get to know me.
Right.
Like, he didn't know me.
Yeah.
So, cuando yo le cuento mi historia y le digo también que el accidente pasó un 5 de mayo, he thought that was a sign from God. Like, he was like, yo, algo con esta mujer que yo tengo que ayudarla o something. So, he's like, hold that thought. Se levanta, coge el speaker y me pone la canción. En el 5 de mayo.
Hey,
I don't know if you heard that song.
But honestly, it is... Like, that does feel like a sign.
It does, honestly. Well,
like
when you said
crazy.
that was the first thing that I thought about.
And that came out before Te Quiero Baby. That all of this happened before Te Quiero Baby. And I was already también signed con Saban y todo eso, pero like todo eso pasó tan rápido. And then my very first TV performance was with that song. Mm-hmm. Y estaba John, ¿cómo es el actor de Grease?
John Travolta.
John Travolta on the performance.
Okay.
So that was my very first thing. That was the first time I wore a wig, okay? Like, on a performance. And my makeup artist, like, didn't know how to put it. So we glued it. Like, toda la pega se me estaba saliendo por aquí porque no sabíamos cómo pegar.
Claro.
No, this is my first, like, TV televised show.
Yeah,
like, creo que era Premio Juventud o Premio Lo Nuestro. Unos premios.
Y aparte ahí, siempre con the makeup people are, like, working so last minute that they, like, finish and then you have to go on stage. So you don't have time to, like, fix anything. You're just, like, you're going.
We were so new to that, like, I don't know, we were just, like, trying to do our best, pero la peluca no se movió, pero sí, yo sentía la peguita por aquí, yo.
Bueno, pero nadie...
No se vio.
Yeah.
But what's funny is, like, John Travolta, like, actually messed up my entrance.
No.
Te lo juro.
Like,
come on, John.
This was my first, like, ever televised performance, and I was so ready, and I came out, like, super strong, pero él se me metió en el medio porque él se salió antes.
Yeah.
And you can tell in that performance that I was so pissed. Like, you can actually tell, like, if you watch the performance, I'm like, ha! Like, in my face, but I was, like, also so excited that was happening that I was like, yo, it's fine. It's fucking John Travolta. Like, it's all good.
I was just about to say, put in perspective, John Travolta just messed up my...
Right. I was like, it's all good.
Yeah.
And then I, like, did a kick and almost kicked Little John's face. Oh. And it's also on camera. Like...
What's with the Johns?
No, literally. You have to stay away from the Johns.
Yeah.
The next.
But honestly, I think that was the very first big break that I had, and that's what initiated everything else. So, like, I think after that, everything just started aligning. But then, like I said, for about 2.5 years, I just found myself in a pandemic and also releasing music that wasn't really representing who I was, right? Like, because todo eso también pasó. Es como que, ¿por qué, Dios? Yeah. But it's all good. I mean, I think things happen when they need to happen. Y la música que yo estoy haciendo ahora me encanta. Ahora yo acabo de sacar un tema con Lenny Tavares.
Miti.
Lo saqué
Fuego. Me encanta.
Lo saqué el viernes y después de eso voy a sacar una música que people are going to be like, oh, dang, like it's super different.
How would you describe it?
It's hip hop. I mean, it's more like rap, but it's more about... It's really authentic porque creo que habla más de como que like who I am as a person y habla como y se siente más como my vibe, mi actitud, que es una actitud así in your face, un poquito agresiva.
Puertorriqueña.
And someone that's been through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I can't be a girly girl like talking about love when I almost tried to kill myself when I was 14. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like puedo porque I'm versatile and my dad taught me how to sing in all kinds of genres. Pero lo que está en mi corazón es eso, es como que es de una mujer que salió adelante, que tiene muchas cosas por dentro que I want to express, and it's someone that like wants to inspire other females to just continue to follow their dreams.
Y las mujeres somos mucho más que solamente la música femenina y la música, o sea, tenemos textura. 100%. I'm always like, I teach in class, I'm like so aggressive too. I'm like, soy una cebolla, tengo capas.
Wow, that is amazing. Wow, like, I'm going to use that. I'm going to put TM, Camila, like,
Please don't. Please don't.
It's great though. Soy una cebolla, tengo capa. Get with the program.
Okay, we're gonna go to break, but I'm gonna ask you.
I talk a lot, by the way.
Somos Latinas. Somos Latinas. We're gonna go to break, but we're gonna leave this with. I want to know when you went through those moments, almost killing yourself. Like what got you through those? I want to know. But we're gonna go to break.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Camila Ramon.
And this is Melissa Ortiz.
And we have Chesca here. Meli has
I have a deep question because you mentioned something that, you went through so much. And at 14, you almost wanted to kill yourself, which for me, that just hit my heart, especially at such a young age. What did you do in those moments? Did you seek therapy? Did you talk to your parents? Obviously, music has been a huge influence, especially at that time of your life. But how did you get through that?
Honestly, we never seek for professional help, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like, my mom was kind of like super against like pills and anything that could like put me to sleep, I guess, in her own words. But the story behind that was that I had finally fallen in love with somebody, right? Like, I was like, this is my first love ever. And that person broke my heart. But then the way that it happened, it was so cruel because like he came with his friend in my house. The friend took my hat off. They both started laughing at me. And the guy was like, do you think I could ever be with a bold chick? Hell no. This guy that I was like already seen, right? Like in
mouth is wide open
in the most innocent way. It was like, I was 12, like 13, to 14 actually.
But trauma, hello.
But I was like that little girl, like, and I was like so in love with this guy, and like that happened, and it changed me, right? So that day I was like, nobody loves me. I'm a freak of nature. Like I'm a monster. Like I'm disgusting, and like I took a glass of full like Clorox. And like I passed out, like passed out. Like so they had to take me to the hospital, like extract all that stuff from me. So it was like really rough. Like it was really, really bad. And that's the moment my parents decided to take me out of school. So I was taking homeschool.
Okay.
Because like that was, obviously it was really rough.
Yeah.
And I never actually told anybody that it was because of the guy. This was the first time.
Oh.
But that was the reason. It wasn't just because I was getting bullied or anything, but that was like the hardest and most cruel bully that I've ever had.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So now,
but then after that, like obviously, like my mom is super religious, so we like prayed a lot, and we were like trying to find ways. And my dad gave me a lot of more gigs, so I was just like trying to like perform and like just continue to live life. I mean, it was just really, really hard.
Yeah.
Because the treatments were very like painful, and they were very noticeable, and they were treatments that lasted a year.
Oh my God.
It's not a treatment that lasts like 3 weeks or like 2 months. It was a year treatment, and then I had that ball in there for a whole year.
Yeah.
And that happened 5 times.
So I want to take this story and use it as a tool of inspiration for also girls and women and whoever in general that are going through tough times, right? Like when you look at your 14-year-old self and you want to say, Lil Francesca, like this is what I want to tell you. What is it? What do you want to tell her?
It's so hard because as an adult, like you can make those like choices better in life, but as a kid, it's so hard. I mean, obviously, I would tell that girl, like, screw that guy. Like, you're better than that, right? But that's something I know now because I'm a woman. I'm an adult. But for me, we never know what a kid is going through. We cannot put ourselves in their shoes because, like, I was there. Mm-hmm. And people would tell me this, like, adults, like, they're in their late 20s, 30s. Like, my cousins, my uncles, like, they were adults. Like, and they would be like, no, you're going to be amazing. Like, me entiende? They were very positive. Yeah. And I didn't listen. So when someone is going through that type of trauma, like and I get it, like I understand because I lived it. It's so hard to inspire. So, but I did feel inspiration by artists. I did feel inspiration, like continue to watch like artists. Like I don't know, music for me was my way out.
Yeah.
But I think you have to look for something that inspires you outside of like your circle, because the last people you want to hear when you're going through it, it's like your closest people. Like you just won't listen. But if you find that inspiration outside of your circle, like that's what's going to help you get out of whatever situation you're in, which is what helped me.
Yeah,
100%. And I mean, my mom will always tell me, she's like, she'll like ask me like how I'm doing about such and such, or like como me fue en tal y tal cosa, I'd be like, oh yeah, I talked to this person and they told me this, and then she'll be like, that's literally what I told you. I'm like, why don't you pay attention to me? Like same thing, like even like with your partner, sometimes it's hard for you to listen to the people that are closest to you, because you have to figure things out on your own, and you just like block out like what they're saying to you, but finding other ways of like escape. Like for you, it was music. For me, it's running. For Meli, I assume it's probably something relating to sport too.
I mean, obviously.
Which I honestly want to talk to you about, because I think that one of the things that you mentioned to me when we were chatting is like, you were like, oh, I don't train. Oh, I don't train. And I'm like, but you dance, number one. So
I used to train twice a day. Like I was obsessed with the gym. I would go in the mornings and I would go at night before bed. Like I literally had like an 8-pack, and like, I don't know why I was so obsessed, but I think it was because I was under so much pressure in LA that I felt like everybody else was so much better than me. Because like you have to understand, like in LA, you have people from all over the world going there, like with so much talent. And I wanted to sing in English at first. Like I wanted to be a pop star, like a hip hop star, R&B. But I literally sounded like crazy. I sounded so bad, and that's real. Like it wasn't authentic to me. I didn't sound good. But I was like, no, I really want to do this. So I would just run, and I was like, I need to at least have the best body. Like, oh my God. Right? So, but then I got so over it. Like I was like, I don't want to work out anymore because I did it for so long. I work out and stuff, but not as excessive as I used to.
But I love that. Well, because number one, you were lying to me, because she says she doesn't train and she just admitted to working out.
Double days. Double days.
I really no, but that was like years ago.
Right. That was but now you
I really dance. Don't. Like
water ski.
That I haven't done it in years. Okay. And I wanted to do it because I'm like, people just don't really care about like music videos, right? Like they don't care that I'm like doing all these videos singing my songs. It's real, right? People see it so much that they want to see something different. I'm like, what can I do to like capture people's attention that they don't know about me? I'm gonna go barefooting. I haven't done this in 6 years. I haven't barefoot in 6 years because I don't like water skiing anymore. Like, and then my dad fights with me all the time. He's like, "Come water skiing." Dad, I don't like it, but I'll go. But I want to go for this video because I know people are gonna be like, "What?" And he's like, "Are you sure? Te va a matar." Te va a matar.
See, listen, Meli, the way that I was like scrolling her page, and this is very recent that she posted this, but I like saw that video and I was like, this bitch is a liar. I'm like, the amount of core strength it takes for her to do that.
100%.
She's like,
you would kill it. Actually, I challenge you. Te reto.
Well, honestly,
I've water skied. I used to water ski when I was little, but like when I say I used to, like only like
you're an athlete. Like you both could kill it.
Yeah, she'd probably be better than me.
The quad work, the quadricep.
Oh my God!
No, I have a good quad.
I'm still hurting from that day. I swear, because I don't know. My body's just weird. Like I don't know. I don't gain weight, but I also don't eat a lot. Like the people close to me are always like saying like, why don't you eat? Like, why don't you eat meat? And I'm like, I don't eat meat. Like, I don't know. I lost a lot of like the things that I enjoyed before. Like, I don't know. I'm in a different path. I don't know.
I think too, when one of the things about like working out and exercise, like my story, it's like it's pretty evident that when you do things for a reason that's like negative because you're in a bad headspace and you're like, I need to change myself to be accepted by the people in LA. Like for me, for example, in LA, well, I lived in LA for like 4.5 years, and I was teaching cycling classes, and I wouldn't play no reggaeton because I I wouldn't speak like in Spanglish or anything because I was like, these people, like, they don't care. They don't want to listen to this music. But there's like such a huge like Latino demographic in LA. And it's funny that it happened to both of us the same way, that we were both like, oh, you're just trying to fit in, just like trying to do the thing. And then when I started like embracing my culture and where I'm from and where I grew up, which is like Miami, and like bringing that to my classes, that's when things started like really taking off for me, which is very similar to like the way that your creativity was able to like take off and you feel more aligned with the work that you're doing.
Definitely. No, definitely. Oh my God. LA was tough for me. It was fun, but it was tough.
It's a huge city. It's like New York. I just moved to Miami from New York. I mean, New York's a very tough city. Cami lives there.
I would literally die in one of your classes. Like, I would die.
You gotta take it.
I probably wouldn't last 5 minutes.
No, you would.
You would be okay.
You would.
Like,
Bitch, if you can water ski how you did, you'll
No
be
joke.
okay.
But that's a 6-second thing. Like, that's
no
literally
joke.
7 seconds.
I went to Cami's live class and I took my mom. My mom was so pumped. Remember how cute she
my
was?
God.
Yeah.
I want to
Dude.
challenge myself to
You
take
gotta
one of
go.
your classes.
You have to go. It's
Oh
so
my
much fun.
God.
Honestly, like sometimes you don't even think about how much you're actually working your body because you're just so into her performance.
Oh my
like
God.
the way that she entertains while like sweating and moving. I'm like, how? Like I'm a former pro, right? And I'm like, how is she talking while breathing
Well-
heavily? Well, my heart's like this.
Adrenalina.
You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people ask me, how can you sing and dance at
Right.
the same time?
Yeah,
and
tell
I
us.
feel like you have that too. It's still hard. It's still hard.
Dance is a little different because dance is like, well, first singing, so you have to have so much vocal control,
Yes.
and then dancing, you're like thrusting your everything
And it's
side to
different,
side.
like, because like at least you're in a rhythm,
Yeah.
right. But with
It's more
dancing or
stable.
singing, you're like,
Yeah.
it's really hard.
And then you like go down to the floor, stand up, and then you have to hit a note. How do you do that?
Well, I have a backup. Like I have my TV tracks where I have like a support voice.
Yeah.
So whenever I have like really hard choreography that's like literally impossible to like fully do it live, I have a little track below.
A backtrack-
that,
backing
that
track?
helps me.
Yeah.
Also like using a little bit of auto tune in your microphone, which everybody does it. Even Ariana
Literally
Grande
everybody,
does
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like you don't have to lie about it. Like
Right.
we all do it and it's fine.
Yeah.
What it does is like if I'm like doing that and I'm like, right, like it helps with picking up the note.
Right.
So like that, and I had never used autotune before, and then I used it for the first time in Mexico, and I'm like, why the hell I've never been using this? This is magic.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I think that show I did the whole show live, and I was so shocked. I was like, how did I do this?
Wow.
I was also training for a whole month in Mexico. En la altura de México también
Claro.
es
Fortísimo.
muy difícil.
Sí.
So I was already like, I'm ready. Like,
Yeah.
And people like, I guess now people will talk about it more, but if like people sing, then you know that even if you don't sound good and you use autotune, like you're still not gonna sound good. Like
oh no,
and-
autotune only fixes the notes. It doesn't change your tone.
right. And I did a class with T-Pain, who's like the autotune
Oh yeah, but it's
connoisseur, right?
Pana.
I'm obsessed with him. That's a sidebar. Like, there's so much to talk about there. But I was like on the bike and he was like performing and I was like, I remember when people gave him so much shit about using autotune, and then like I feel like he had to like flex and like do the tiny desk for people to finally believe that he
He's
could
a
like
real singer.
sing. But I'm like, the man's voice is immaculate and also like it
It is.
sounds good. Like
He's actually an amazing vocalist. Like,
yeah, incredible and really dope human.
And I think like only him and Bad Jal are the only two artists that utilizes the autotune in like minus like 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which changes. That does change your tone.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
right, it does change it. So
Yeah.
like but it's still an aesthetic and
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about your team on stage, but what does your team in general of your day-to-day look like?
Honestly, my team is pretty small. Like, you know, coming from a big label, like full of like 30 people under your belt and everybody having their different opinions. I'm actually excited that I'm independent now and I can like pick and choose who I want in my team. Like, because I like to be aligned, right, with my vision.
Yeah.
And in the label, it was a lot of like mixed feelings and like, oh, like they didn't like it. And like, I don't know, it was just a lot of bump heads because their vision was so different than mine. But to me, being independent right now is cool because I get to be myself 100%, release the music that I want to release. And then once I get this hype again, like hopefully, si Dios lo quiere, then I'll have more.
Va pasar.
Va a querer.
Then, you know, then a label will come in and be like, what do you want to do? Right?
Yeah.
Because I've proven myself to them.
I also like I've like for more and more artists that I speak to, like a lot of people do prefer to be independent too.
Nowadays, yeah, and you have so many ways of like sharing your music and your craft that like you don't really need the millions of dollars behind you. You don't really need like the big labels. Like, yeah, obviously when you're in a level of Maluma, Karol G, you probably do because
Right.
the money is ridiculous that you spend. So like you wouldn't be able to do it on your own. Pero yo no
Right.
estoy allá arriba todavía, so I think like todo a
Por
su
ahora.
tiempo.
But you will be.
Por ahora.
Yeah.
So to that, if you could predict the future, where will Chesca be in 5 years from now?
Wow, I hope I can just be headlining my own shows. Like that to me, that's my dream to have.
I'll be
like,
there front row.
Oh
Samesies.
my God, please.
Samesies. Yes.
That's always been my dream to be able to have like my own shows and people coming
Yeah.
just for me. Because like right now, which I'm still grateful, like I do a lot of festivals or shows like I'm opening for like so-and-so. So it never feels like, okay, this is my people, this is my army. But I was also never able to build my army because when we would promote all these records, we would just like in little different areas, right?
Okay, yeah.
So like we never kind of capture one strong army. So that's what I've been trying to do lately. Like, okay, let me focus in my people, maybe a little bit of Mexico and maybe a little bit of Colombia, right? So I don't want to spread out too much of this because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. So, and I'm working with what I have. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, if this is good and people like it, it's just going to go.
Yeah.
With the little that I can do right now, this is just going to spread. So that the music's big.
Yeah. And like you said, just being your authentic self will lead to that.
But
right?
yeah, hopefully one day I can have my
It
own,
will.
my
Manifest
own
that shit.
tour.
Manifest.
I already
It
have it. I
will.
already see it.
It will. All right, everyone. We're going to toss a break real quick, but when we come back, Chesca is staying with us for our favorite part of the show, Hágame Famosa.
Hágame famosa, baby. All right, everyone, welcome back. Now, as you know, every episode, Cami and I like to leave you with two things that we love the most, which is obviously la música y el fútbol o el deporte. And we call this part of the show, Hágame Famosa.
Okay.
AKA, like, send me an assist to a goal.
So
You're
I
the
can
MVP.
score.
Yeah.
Okay.
Un golazo. So, Cami, you start first.
Okay, so Hágame Famosa. I have like the best person to ask about música latina. Miti Miti with Lenny Tavares, hitazo, fuegazo. How do you feel about that track?
I love it. I think it's a vibe. It gives you that reggae, but also like reggaeton vibe. And it talks about, I think, something that everybody goes through, which is like that feeling of uncertainty, which is why it's called Miti Miti.
I personally love that track, but in addition to Miti Miti that you should all be listening to right now, what other tracks do you think that we should like hear from? Maybe like somebody is just getting into you. Like, what other tracks do you recommend? What are you working on? Like, ¿qué es lo que todos necesitamos saber para ser como esa persona en el party que tiene el aux cord y es como que lo metes y sos la estrella? Y o cuando estás charlando con tus amigos, no, bueno, yo conozco a tal y tal Chesca que en unas semanas va a hacer tal y tal cosa.
Es la MVP.
Bueno, a mí me gusta mucho la música americana, como saben. Me encanta lo que está haciendo Doechii. Doechii es un artista, es ese tipo de artista más teatral. Me encanta lo que está haciendo y siento que es canciones que te hacen también como motivarte, porque es como que más en tu cara. Siento que hay muchos artistas que están saliendo ahorita que están rompiendo, especialmente en Puerto Rico. Está De La Rose, que siento que De La Rose está también poniendo a Puerto Rico en alto también. Sí. La música de Nicki Nicole siempre a mí me ha encantado y la de Nati Peluso son canciones que son de empoderamiento, ¿no?
Arriba Argentina.
Sí, exacto. Es que las canciones, es que son artistas que se atreven a hacer cosas diferentes.
Sí.
Porque pues obviamente yo siendo de Puerto Rico todo es reggaetón, so siempre es como que, qué cool que otras personas dentro del urbano hacen cosas distintas. So te pudiera decir que esas tres son cool. Omar Kurz obviamente la está rompiendo, la música es súper cool. Davey también acaba de salir con un sencillo que está súper cool. Mofa, que es un artista de Puerto Rico, también durísimo.
Pero lo que me interesó, que capaz que si había alguien que no estaba prestando atención en ese momento, that Chesca is like finding a moment where she's like coming with some heat. So I know that, I don't know if you're allowed to share like when that's going to be available, but I would just say like be on the lookout, right? Because you're trying to do something different.
Literal, sí, ya para las finales de marzo, abril, ya Chesca.
Like now.
No, ahora, cuando salga el episodio, ya.
En verdad, como hoy.
Bueno, si Dios quiere, voy a sacar mi próximo sencillo que se llama La Rompa, que es una canción que es súper distinta a lo que yo acostumbro a hacer. Tiene algo colombiano en ese tema.
Vamos,
vamos. Déjame hacerte una pregunta. ¿De chiquita vivías en Colombia?
No, acá en Estados Unidos.
¿Y tus papás?
Colombianos.
So, a lo mejor tus papás saben de esto, pero cuando ellos cumplían años, ¿había alguna canción que le ponían?
Sí.
¿Cuál?
Sí. Bueno, no sé mis papás, pero a mí es Que Dios te bendiga.
Okay.
Pero hay otra canción.
Hay una canción que es súper like típica.
Cántala.
Es que no quiero dar no lo quiero dar todavía, pero es parte de este tema que va a salir y pues creo que mucha gente de Colombia y de Latinoamérica se van a relacionar con eso, pero más en Colombia, porque es algo que cuando cumples años lo cantan mucho.
Yo lo sé, pero no me sale.
No le sale. Bueno, Meli es malísima por eso. Yo le puedo traer una canción y dice, no sé, ese...
Pero me habla de un partido y yo...
Pero la rompa viene por ahí y en verdad que está muy cool.
Uy, chévere.
Amo, gracias. Bueno, ahí ya saben, para quedar bien en el próximo jangueo. Meli, ahora háganos famosa a nosotras. Contame algo del deporte.
Bueno, at the time of this recording, a little bit delayed because I went to a brand new women's basketball tournament, which is co-founded. Do you like basketball, by the way, Chesca? Do you like basketball?
No.
Not that much?
I mean, like, not that I don't like it. I just never grew up with sports like that. My parents were more like into arts.
Okay. Well, this is perfect because part of our podcast is also trying to get more Latinas into sports, but also women's sports because it's empowering. You know, just like music is a tool for inspiration, an outlet, so is sports. So that's why we want to fuse the two and as a bridge point. So I recently went to this brand new tournament called Unrivaled, co-founded by two female basketball players, Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart.
Okay.
They raised a bunch of money, and it's a 3v3 basketball tournament for the off-season. So usually you're in the in-season for the WNBA, and in the off-season, all these players have to go to different countries to play and also as a source of income, right? Because women's sports still, unfortunately, isn't at men's sports yet.
Wow.
So anyways, I got to experience it live here in Miami. And guys,
the videos that I saw, I was so mad I couldn't make it.
Yeah. But this new...
It's a vibe.
It is.
It's a vibe.
It's obviously a 3v3 tournament. These women are making good money while playing in it. They also have equity into this tournament. And then the champion team, will win a huge bonus. But, at the end of the day, this new league is raising a bar for women's basketball players and women's sports in general.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I had to share this. Unrivaled was a heck of an experience. It's like a whole production. You talk about like music and production and stage and lighting and music. Well, this is literally the fusion of sports and music because they're playing, and then you have people like with the cell phones like this, with the music and the lights. So it was awesome, and I just have to share this with you because.
And that's like a live event that anybody can go.
Yeah. And I'm in the off season, so it started in January through mid-March.
Okay.
But it's gonna keep on going. So like next year, definitely try to go. Yeah.
I'd like to experience.
We should go. We should go together. And I'm reading right now, like they have childcare because a lot of the players are moms, and I just want to say.
Yes.
Thank the Lord.
No, seriously. But these are things that I think, as female artists, as female athletes, we're all growing in our own spaces.
Standing in our power, claiming our space.
Yeah.
Fighting for what's ours.
Yeah.
Págame. Anyway.
Literal.
Chesca, we could literally hang all day, which we will do one day by the pool for sure.
Can I get that invite? Thank you.
Yes. Well, What can we do to keep up with you? Can you share your social media or where are you? Where can people find you?
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram, just Chesca. But if you want to see more of me, of my goofy side, TikTok definitely is the place to check me out, which is also Chesca. Cute. And if you want to see the super overly produced stuff, go to YouTube and find me on Chesca too.
But the choreo, you got to go on YouTube to watch the choreo too.
Actually, well, that's a lot of the choreography happens on the music videos, but actually also on my TikTok. So you guys can go check me out there.
Okay, perfect. Well, Meli.
Well, that's it. That wraps it up. Thank you, Chesca, so much for your time.
Much. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Mommy.
For being here, for sharing your story with us so openly as well. And for sharing your culture de Puerto Rico.
Ya tú sabes.
You're an inspiration to so many women around the world. So please keep being you, keep doing you, and keep being... I think it's so important for artists in the Latino space to be expressing art in the way that they want to express it, and I'm so proud of you for taking that step and doing things that can sometimes be scary, and standing in your power and being firm in the way that you want to express your art. And I'm so excited for what's to come from Chesca.
Thank you so much. Amen.
Well, guys, that's everything for today. Thank you for joining Meli and I for Hasta Abajo. We will catch you next week, but we want to give you a quick notice first. For those struggling with mental crisis or in emotional distress, know that there are services you can go to. Speak with someone today by calling 988. That is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Meli, I love you so much. I got to come to Miami more often so we can celebrate.
Wait. We got to end with something.
Oh.
Jessica. hasta abajo, hasta abajo, hasta
Am I
abajo.
supposed to go down?
Sing with us.
No, you're supposed to sing with us.
Oh, I'm like, am I supposed to?
I know.
She was ready to
All right,
twerk.
Chesca, on 3,
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Hasta abajo, hasta abajo, hasta abajo, hasta abajo.
Hey, we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Ciao.
Hasta Abajo is an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment.
For more podcasts, listen to the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.